Good day, everybody who is watching this as a recording. I want to welcome you to our leadership series for the Broward County Council PTSA. I am your Vice President of Leadership, Chris Cantor, and on behalf of our unit president, Sharon Pazlowski, and our entire board, I want to thank you for the work that you do on a regular basis with your units and the work that you're continuing to move on to as we move into elections, as we move into the final budget amendments. You've got a lot on your plates, right? So first of all, we're going to start this session by recognizing you and saying thank you, thank you, thank you, because we could not do this work as a council without you. Our job is to support you, and your work means tremendous amounts for unnamed students, for just countless students that we have within our district, within our state, and within the nation. So thank you for that work. Today, we are going to discuss awarding ourselves, right? Or recognition. How do we recognize students, individuals, and our units, right? Because we really need an opportunity to reward ourselves, but we're here for students and students first, families first as well, all children. I want to remind you that that is our mission, that we are here to ensure that all children's potential, becomes reality. And that we do that by helping empower families in the work of advocacy. And so as we advocate for and with families, we make a tremendous difference for them. One way we can advocate for students is through scholarships. And I am so happy to share with you. You'll see me here in a second share my screen. Actually, I'm going to ask Heather if you can enable screen share for me. That would be wonderful. And as she is working on that, one way that we can enable our students is definitely to ensure that we are providing them with opportunities to receive scholarships and to receive funding for their next level of schooling. With that said, I want to see if I can share, let's see, share screen. Yes, so going to go into, I'm just going to choose a blank browser and share with you. You'll see my PTA email, so pardon me for a second. We're going to, I want to take us first to browardptsa.org. That is the Broward County Council PTSA website. And it is chock full of resources. I usually bring you here every time we meet. But this website, the reason I want to bring you here today is I want to show you, this is always your first stop as a local unit of the BCCPTSA for what is available for you and for your units and your students. So over to the left, you'll see grants and scholarships. If you click there, we are still in the process of building this page out for this year. As you know, we're currently in March. We will continue looking at our scholarship offerings as a council and awards as a council as well. But I just want to show you, as scholarships occur, they will be populated onto this page. You'll see down below right here, scholarship applications and submission deadlines go here. You can contact our scholarships team at scholarships@browardptsa.org. And there's information there how to do scholarship searches. Two scholarships that are currently on our agenda that we will be getting further information out and that we currently working on are the Barbara Walker Scholarship 2022-23 and the Renee Grutman Community Scholarship as well, which is there currently sitting. The information has not been uploaded. Again, we are still working on that, but because I always want to be upfront, I want to show you where that information can be found. We'll get into grants in just a little while, but you will see that on this page also is grant opportunities for units, right? So I'm going to kind of do this segmented from the council up to national PTA to show you some resources. So as far as scholarships, there's not tons on our page yet. It will come out. However, I want to guide you to the Florida PTA website because when we go look at their website, there's a lot of great scholarship information for, and that website, of course, floridapta.org, floridapta.org.
Chris, there's also a link to the Florida scholarship page on the bottom of our scholarship page.
There absolutely is, and I should have recognized that. Thank you. So if you go to the bottom of our scholarship page, speaking of scholarships, we just saw the menu go by. You will see that link there. So thank you so much, Heather, for that information. We want you to just be able to kind of one-click shopping is kind of our motto, so to speak. However, When we go into Florida PTA, you did see it past us here on a screen just a moment ago. Here's the information on scholarships, and I'm going to take us there, but I'm going to take us through a different way. Programs and events, and into scholarships and grants, and then go to graduating high school students. So our scholarships generally are for graduating seniors. You'll see here is the information on the high school scholarship program. We offer a minimum of 4 scholarships in each of the following 4 categories: university, fine arts, community college, and VOTEC. So depending on where that student is continuing to further their education, there will be a category for them to apply, and there's a minimum of 4. We have had more than 4 winners in the past year. In the past years. It's a one-time scholarship. It's not renewable, but it is an award of $2,000. Now, if you're like me, $2,000 goes a long way, even if it pays for part of a course, right? So right now, may pay for 1 course or so, but it is a good amount of money. And I would recommend, if you have graduating seniors, to be applying. Now, what does this mean for me if I'm an elementary unit? Well, you may have students that are seniors that are siblings of students in your school, of people in your school. You may work with some of those partner schools and you can recommend these scholarships to them. You may have seniors that volunteer in your building, right, as part of their volunteer hours, and you can help get them to the application process of these scholarships, which they're very, very helpful, very useful, free money, so to speak, although it is competitive. And I would encourage you to send them to the page that is here. Now, a few things that have to happen. They do have to be a Florida resident. There is an online application. Students must be a PTSA member. And you can also be a member of the Sunshine State PTSA, which I'm going to share their scholarship opportunity in a minute too. They're going to upload their transcripts, SAT, ACT scores, etc., 2 letters of reference, and then an essay. And that essay is where the competition comes in for that, and that will be judged. And you'll get all the information. I'm not going to go through it all, but basically the students are notified on May 15th. I'm sorry, yes, by May 15th. They have until June 15th to accept the award. So the deadline for receipt of this is March 22nd. So for us, it's coming up March 22nd, 2023, very timely. I encourage you, if you have students, know of students, have them apply. I post this on my Facebook all the time. We post it on the county council. Feel free to share it out. The only real stipulation that I think is one that becomes a concern is that student has to have been a member of the PTSA as of 11/59, February 21st, which most are. So in future years, a great idea to put on your planning docket, right, for how you're going to plan for connecting your students to this opportunity. And then to apply, you would just click this link and it would take you into the application. I'll show you. And there's a whole form here they fill out, very user-friendly, their information, graduation dates, etc. But again, combined with other scholarships, this 2,000 scholarship could go a long way, and also meets our need of advocating for families and students, especially who come from underserved or underrepresented populations, free and reduced lunch families, those sort of things. So do keep that in mind. Great resource to refer them to. So definitely would start there in looking at Florida PTA scholarships. I also will share with you, I'm going to go to National PTA, which I'm sure there's a link, but I just am old school and I type it up here in the menu bar. And in National PTA, whenever we go in there, also same idea, programs. In fact, earlier today, I saw it in, goodness, because I'm going to struggle finding it, of course, now. What I'm going to do is do my old school way, National PTA scholarships. And we may find some information that we're beyond the deadlines for, but we go to grants and award opportunities. And in here, there was information on, and I wanted to show you this, like our Lifetime Achievement Awards, right? You'll see anything that they're offering here. Generally, what we will not see tons of are scholarships because they are offered at the local level, right? But I always say, go look. You never know what you're going to find there, what things are going to look like. and what you may come across, right? So in looking at that, I just wanted to share that information with you, that's out there. Finally, and Heather, feel free to interrupt at any time. I wanted to share with you, and it was in my email today. Actually, I think we can go to Sunshine State PTA. So Sunshine State PTA just sent out information on their scholarship application. And Sunshine State is our, I would call it our kind of virtual PTA before virtual was a real thing. It's a PTA, suppose your student attends a school that doesn't have a PTA, maybe there's a different organization to serve parents, teachers, and families, and you can join this PTA, your students can join it. It would be too late probably for their application, but it is a great PTA. I think the dues for me were $10 to keep you connected around the state and to give you an opportunity to be engaged as well. With that,
on the bottom of our grant scholarship page, there's also a link to Florida PTA's grants and scholarships there too.
Great, thank you. So when I look into their information, I'm trying to find where I saw the email, but I'm going to go find it for you now because it was in my email. I'm going to share with you kind of some announcements that you'll receive. You're going to see a lot of stuff in here of news. Just ignore it. My email's not very personal, so don't worry too much. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go PTA. And then right here, Sunshine State PTA scholarship submission. So they are offering a $500 scholarship that is due by March 22nd. Of course, they have stipulations in there as well for their membership. So you would click here to download their application. You have to be a member of Sunshine State PTSA. I would definitely encourage you to join them and to see what other tools are out there as well. So I'm not going to open the whole thing, although it looks like it's going to. And there you go. There's their application, $500 through Sunshine State. So you have not just Florida PTA, but Sunshine State PTA as some opportunities.
Chris, the spreadsheet didn't show on the screen, just so you know.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, that's right. Thank you so much. So let's see. What I need to do is let's do new share.
If you open it up, you can do a new share screen.
There we go. So you should be seeing my email right now, and you'll see here just an example that I wanted to show you that Sunshine State sent me, if you can see that there.
Yes.
$500 non-renewable scholarship to a graduating senior. So if I were a graduating senior, I have at least 2 opportunities there, at least 2 through my county council to apply. So some great scholarship opportunities to share with families. I know right now my children are not yet in college, but as soon as they hit that 9th grade year, if not before, trust me, I will be doing a lot of research on these scholarships. If you have questions, I'll also encourage you to come to us and let us help navigate those with you. So I'm going to close some of these out real quick and get back to my screen. Pardon me for a second. I'm working on one screen today, which I had not originally intended to do, but I am. And I want to go back to our website because now I want to talk about, it should be loading my screen share. I want to talk about how we award our people. How do we recognize, now that we've recognized students, right? And by the way, on the Florida PTA website, there are a number of resources beyond Florida PTA and finding scholarships. Another way we advocate for you in connecting you to those resources. So additional resources on the Florida PTA scholarship website page as well. And on our grants and scholarships, I want to show you exactly what Heather was showing us. When you go here, you see all of our information, and then National PTA Healthy Lifestyles, for example. Let's get down to Florida PTA Awards and Grants, right? We've got graduating senior scholarship opportunities here, Florida Student Scholarship and Grant Programs. So just chock full of information. There's a lot that you could search for out there. What I always recommend is kind of start with the county council website and let it guide you forward, right? That's going to help you because here we would go straight to the Florida website, Florida PTA website as well.
Chris, also each year we send out a scholarship and award. Actually, usually it's separate, two separate newsletters.
Yep.
And in the scholarship newsletter, we also include a number of community scholarships that are also available, just to kind of get everybody thinking and sharing where their students could look for other scholarships.
That's awesome. Thank you for reminding us of that, because I know as well, we receive those usually about late March, April, if I remember right. And what last year, there were a number of municipalities that were offering scholarships. I can't remember all the cities, but it was quite a few. And so another way to connect, absolutely. And making sure that we're connecting our students to their opportunities as well. So with that, how do I recognize our people? Well, there are a lot of ways, but I want to say one of the most important things that we can do as advocates for our volunteers is to ensure that they get recognition. Now, some people like to operate under the radar. I get that. Some people like me are competitive and like awards. Listen, if I could get a crown for being the king of PTA and wear it on my head, I would wear it everywhere I went. If it were, a nice tiara or whatever, anyway. But not everyone's that competitive, right? So I get that, but I do think we still should take an opportunity and at a time to be intentional about how we reflect upon and not just award, but recognize the work of our teams. You will see that whenever we go back to awards here, I'm going to click on awards again. There are award applications that are listed here, several for us. The Pat on the Back Award, which you'll see when you click on these. I think, yeah, so you'll see some information. It recognizes teachers and non-instructional staff have gone above and beyond, right, for Broward County students. This is the Eleanor Adler Pat on the Back Award. And so this information is there. Again, the chairs, how to submit a nomination, all of this is here, and we will be updating this as we go. But your county council here does a lot of work in recognizing individuals. Advocacy and Action is a unit award, so we will come back to that one. In fact, I think that my screen moved. Give me 1 second. Let's go back to awards. The Community Care Award application, Historian Book Award, that's on hold. Innovative Idea Award application. So this goes to, it's a unit level award too. And I'll show you some of those later. You've got membership awards, student program awards, unity awards. But the biggest ones I want to look at for right now, or that I'm kind of trying to point out, are that we have the opportunity to recognize individuals. Pat on the back is such a great way to make sure that our instructional staff, they matter. They really matter. And they're really working very hard, and non-instructional staff working very hard. And so we have to make sure that we are recognizing them as possible, and ensuring that, as a teacher, you just don't always know, if you're not a teacher, how great it feels just to know that someone that is not in the school building as a teacher or on the outside recognizes the hard work that you've done. And so I always say, go to those awards and see how you can nominate individuals. A few things to note as we're talking about this, and as we're heading into looking at unit awards, there are a number of things that matter. This is why we talk about compliance. In order to get to the awards place, your unit has to be in full compliance. And here's what that means. October 31st, your council dues were due. So you have to meet the council dues deadline of being in compliance by October 31st of this council dues. State and national dues deadline, the last payment has to be up to date and caught up May 1st, and should be current every month. Your officers have to be filed. There are, your audits should be on point, your taxes, all of that information current. You should be up to date on compliance. And these are things that we often don't remember. Well, I don't remember what they are. Great, click right here on compliance resources, and you will see our big ones are over here to the side. We have a compliance issue that we give out. I'm not going to go through all this because this is not really a compliance meeting, but I want you to know this is why, I don't know that you guys can see all of this that I'm saying. I want you to know that this is why compliance matters, is that in order to receive these awards and to have your people recognized, you'd have to be in some pretty strong compliance there, okay? Or you have to be in compliance. So when I go to Florida PTA, which also amazes me, right? So as a council, we do everything we can do to recognize. I don't know what that's going to bring up, so let me just go ahead and get out of there. That's definitely not it. We do what we can do as our resources and our ability, but Florida PTA has so much going on that it is amazing. And so what I would, pardon me, I've been sick for the past week, but I'm getting better. What I would definitely take a look at, I'm trying to find the exact place where I want to go here. So COVID-19 awards, here we go. So I'm going to go to Florida PTA Awards. And actually, I'm going to click on award winners. I want to show you that we recognize on our website the winners of past awards. You won't see, all of these here, but you'll see like Membership Plus awards, Special Needs awards, a lot of really cool stuff. But what really piques my interest as a unit leader is, and I'm going to get into us winning awards as units because I'm all about the awards. I love awards. I love to be recognized and get trophies on my shelf. But I also want to ensure that I am giving our people the opportunity to be recognized too. So when you click on the awards tab, you're going to see just a lot of great information about how to be eligible here. Your 990 has to be filed, etc. But then there are a number of awards listed, and I'm not going to go through the membership awards yet. We're going to talk about those in just a few minutes. But what I want to really look at are a few different things that I have just really been impressed with that we do. So first of all, let's look at these honorary awards. A History Walk of Fame award is someone that can be honored from your unit that can have their name inscribed on a brick that will be added to the Brick Wall of Fame at the Florida PTA State Office. There's a cost of $100 for this. The recipient receives a pin symbolizing the recognition. Maybe you have someone that's just done extraordinary service and you want to honor them in that way. This is one way. Honorary life membership is given to someone who has had meritorious work, outstanding service on the behalf of children and youth. You don't just hand these out, right? This is something that you would give them these honorary awards for achievements or for true work in the area of service and advocacy over probably a number of years. But again, a $75 cost for that. President's Award of Honor, it recognizes educators, volunteers, students, individuals who make a difference for children. It's a $30 cost, and the recipient also has to have a Florida PTA honorary life membership, right? So this is where you could look at, well, I want to honor some individuals. How do I do that? One caution I would have here is make your honor, when you're honoring someone, make it meaningful and don't honor so many people that the honor is not a meaningful honor from year to year or over the course of years. Maybe you're only going to have an honorary staff state life member for, I don't know, every 10 years, something like that. Again, there's an application process for it, but make those meaningful so they stand out and really give some prominence to the individual. I'm going to scroll through a few of these in the membership awards that really reflect upon people. The 500 plus PTA Service Club goes to, you're going to nominate anyone from a local unit, a council or state PTA that has at least 25 years of service, right, or member of that unit. 20 honorees are chosen among that group of people each year, and then the Florida PTA presidents will automatically be inducted without having to be nominated, right, past Florida PTA presidents. But that's a very nice way to honor those individuals. You may have someone who is an educator that's been an educator for 25 years, or a parent that has been on board for a very long time in PTA throughout their course of time, and maybe has hung around, they've had a few siblings, right? So that's something to definitely think about in honoring individuals. As well, whenever we scroll down, those are unit awards. That's a unit award. And that's your unit award too. So then I want to show you, there was one more. So right here, when we get into school administrators, Outstanding Administrator of the Year, this award recognizes a school administrator who is supportful, helpful, professionally involved in PTA. Maybe you have an administrator that just always goes to bat for PTA or always goes to bat for children, even when it's not convenient for them or for their job. Consider recognizing them through that method. And I'll show you how to apply for these awards as well. But again, the point here is there are several different awards that can be given, and also many that award individuals. The Student Advocate Award, it's given to a student on the local unit or council that has made significant contributions through leadership and service. What a great way to recognize them. And then Student Community Service Awards go to teams of people that have done community service projects of students together on behalf of PTA or advocate for students, right? So those are some great ways to honor individuals. And we'll look at the national website in just a minute, but I kind of wanted to run through those. Now, my big great thing, but what I love is how do I get my unit some awards? Great. Well, let's look at these. You can get awards for having 100% of your faculty on board and sign up as members. That's the 100% faculty award. The Acorn Award Certificate is given to a local PTA that has the majority of its faculty as members, but for some reason can't achieve 100%. Maybe there's some mitigating factor that's keeping you from getting all of your faculty members. The Acorn Award is there. Celebrate Membership Award. This means that your PTA membership is equal to the number of families represented in the school on day 5 of the new school year. Then you would qualify to earn this certificate. Now, you're going to work with your school data clerk to ensure that you get the right numbers, right? And if you're unable to determine the number of families, there are some percentages here that can be used. 75% of students for K-5, those would be the numbers you're looking at for your membership, right? 80% of students for 3-4-year schools. And again, those numbers are there. What I recommend to do is always work with your data clerk to find out, okay, how many families do we have in the school? They have that information available. And then if you have that many members, then you would receive a Celebrate Membership Award. And these are not competitive. They are apply, I met the goal, I get it, which I love, right? They're, we did the work, we get it. We don't have to worry about what the other units around town did. The Community Membership Award, this looks at units that have at least 25 members from the community. Parents who serve in community positions are not counted here, but let's say you've got vendors that are part of the community. You've got local PTA, county council PTA members that are part of your membership award there. Again, what are the community members that are taking stock in your PTA? Who are the leaders, right? Who are the community leaders, the businesses, places of worship? Look for those as well. Some of this may be too hard to find at the last minute as we're looking for a May 1st deadline. Pardon me one second. But these are always great to start your year with in goal setting. Like we want to get the Community Membership Award. So then set your goals and your programs around how to get there. The Early Bird Award goes for those individuals that have 100% of membership by certain deadlines. October 1st for the golden one, November 1st for silver, December 1st for bronze. Grandparents Awards for the number of grandparents. If you have 10 to 24 grandparent members that are on your PTA, then you would qualify for that award. Any unit with 5 of its own past presidents as current members is eligible for this award. Remember, when your presidents, and as a unit president, I'm still a member of a unit of which I was a president. When you leave the unit, if your child is no longer attending school there, your membership is not contingent upon your child attending school at that school. Your membership is open. And so I would encourage you to continue to be a member of those units and continue to engage your presidents to continue to be members, because it just makes for a great institutional knowledge, right, among your team. And it also builds some tradition there. I'm a member of probably 15, 20 PTAs, right? And so it's never a bad thing to continue to keep those relationships going, and you can be rewarded, right? Spotlight on Men Award. Oh, love this award. So any unit that has, you increase your male membership by 25 members, you're eligible for this. Now, this is so vital. And as a man, I'll say this because we have very few men relatively involved in PTA. And so what we always want to do is try to get those mentors, uncles, father figures, business leaders, partners, dads really engaged, sign up first to be members, right? So that we can get them in on board. And then we also receive an award for that. Now, this is a two-edged goal. You're not going to set a goal of just increasing male membership for no reason, right? You're going to actually probably have increased programs, but using the award to make goals is a great way to start and to be thinking about programmatically where you want to go. And then as we move down, the Student Involvement Award, you see that the criteria there, 30% increase in student membership for PTSAs, volunteer awards, volunteer units that report volunteer hours equal to twice the number of their school enrollment are eligible. Pardon me one second. Now, several awards that I won't read through them all that you don't have to apply for. I'm not going to go through them, but you'll see Membership Plus. It's given to one elementary and one middle or high that's shown the highest increase in individual memberships, right? What a great way to be recognized. And you can include, 2023 membership award winner on your, your letterhead, on your invitations that go out. It's always a good bragging right to have that you won an award, and it calls attention to your unit, right? And then programmatically, these are competitive awards. You see advocacy awards, diversity awards, the Eugenia Thomas Communication Award. This is for councils that use all forms of communication. These are going to be competitive, so you'll apply for them. Families of Advocates Presidents Awards, the list goes on. And I'm going to encourage you to actually take some time to read through these. Maybe delegate them to the officers in your unit that would be responsible. So maybe the Mentor PTA Award, maybe following that award and planning for it may fall on your volunteer coordinator, whichever officer that is. The President's Local Unit Achievement Award might fall on your unit president. Safety Award could fall on one of your vice presidents, right? But I would really encourage you, especially when you start your year, I know that we're beyond that phase now, but really in kind of planning out, how do we have a robust portfolio of awards? Because not only does it draw attention from the public and draws attention from your state PTA and the county council, but it also says a lot to our board members at the school board and to our community. When your unit is being rewarded, it shows that you are on the move, you are active, you are current and staying relevant, right, to your work. So I've given you a lot of information on those that you could probably read. Easiest thing to do is click here for all award applications. And when you do, you're going to see two categories. There are membership awards and judged awards, and you'll find your award. Let's say I want to apply for the 100% faculty award. I click the arrow. I fill out the form, name of my PTSA. I give all the information, my total faculty, bylaws date. This information needs to be true because you're going to attest to it that it is true. So you're going to want to pull this information before you get into the actual application here. I'm just going to kind of scroll down. You're going to certify it and then submit it, and you're done. If you can say, yep, we're there, then you're done. Again, application for all of these, the date on these, I believe, is May 1st, but I'll go back and double check before I give you that information. Judged awards, again, there's a literacy award here. One of my favorite. It gives you the information on how it is judged. You'll type your information. You will give, how does your PTA support this? And look through those, right? I'm not going to go through every single one. I just want you to be familiar with this site because I do think it's worth taking a look through. Pardon me one more moment. I apologize that you're having to hear me cough and go through just getting better, but it's where I am right now. So with that said, one-stop shopping here for all of your awards for Florida PTA. National PTA awards, very similar. but there aren't quite as many there. And I'm going to take the easy way out since I'm on this screen. There aren't quite as many there as you would see, and they kind of require a different level of thinking and a different level of service. So I'm going to skip past the grant funding, and I'm going to encourage you on your own time to go look at those grants, and from county council to state to national PTA, because there are some great grant opportunities that we just don't have the time. It would be exhaustive to go through those. But like Healthy Minds, anything with their national programs are fantastic. Pardon me. So the PTA Life Achievement Awards. This is an award that's given. It's really for someone who's really done a lifetime of service. They made a lifetime of service to national PTA. Forms are here. You have additional awards for the Jan Hart Diversity and Inclusion Award. It gives you the deadlines for applying, and also the Hearst Awards. So lots of great programs there that I would recommend you walk through. National PTA awards are fantastic. I will tell you, for most of the folks on our team, most of the work that we do will fall within the Florida PTA and Broward County Council realm, right? Most of our families and the people that work with us are not necessarily doing national work. Now, if they are, yes, let's elevate them to that level. But I highly recommend starting in the Florida PTA website, really thinking through who is it that we can award, and be intentional. Like, don't just start your year thinking, well, can we apply for this award? I would make it a goal. We are going to apply for this award. And if you don't have someone ready at the beginning of the year to receive that award, right? Even if it's a competitive award, be thinking, how can we mentor and get someone to the place where they would be ready? Because although they might not win the award, and you might apply and they might not, have all the criteria, you have intentionally now in your unit used leadership theory to mentor a leader and to lead them up into that area to now grow your unit and to diversify your unit. You'll notice all of these awards: diversity, inclusion, equity, and justice, right? Inclusion and justice. When I look at that, what a great way to say, we really want to get to win this award, but winning the award now ties me, or applying ties me down to some criteria that I want to apply to now build a program. And so that's where I would head to. I've included a lot of information here, a lot of just kind of going through websites and showing you. I wanted you to see that there are awards at the county level and state level that directly apply to your work. There are probably some at the national level, including grants that apply to your work. Take a look through those. And then more than that, let's say you're considering an award, but you're not real sure. Do we apply for this? What do you think? Give us a call at the county council or email us. Probably the best way. You can email anyone on our team. You may always reach out to any of our president, vice presidents, your area contacts, scholarships committee. We'll be more than happy to help you. What we want to do is ensure that the money that we are putting in, now remember, our dues are not that high. We're not, collecting dues and holding on to them and then turning them around. These are all raised through outside funding and through continued fundraising, programmatic fees from other areas. So we want to be sure we're placing those funds back in the hands of students that can use them for scholarships, but that we're also using what we can use to recognize our teams, to recognize your fantastic group of volunteers, to recognize your board that often doesn't get the recognition that it deserves, and to ensure that they feel connected not only to PTA, but also to our mission and our cause. I'm going to bring us back to that. What is our mission and our cause? Our mission is, again, to make every student's potential a reality, right? So how do we do that? We do that through advocacy, and we do that through working with families and parents and students to engage them in that advocacy work to ensure that we provide better outcomes for them and better environments of learning, right? Very, very much needed, or environments of advocacy. Very much needed in the state, in our state right now, and probably in your local area. I hope that you'll consider applying and let us know if you have any questions, concerns, or we can help. Again, I can be found at VP Leadership at browardptsa.org. You can go to our website, browardptsa.org, and look at our resources, connect with any of us, and we're happy to help. I want to wish you a very, very productive and successful award year. Whenever we're at award season, please reach out to me. I want to know what you're applying for. I want to see how it goes. I would love to be able to be, if not at your school or there when you receive the award, a fly on the wall to know the great work that's going on in your units. We know that great work is happening because we talk to you weekly. We see it happening. We see it making change in our students. And we just want to ensure that you have the opportunity to be recognized and that your volunteers have that opportunity to be recognized. And with that, I want to say on behalf of our entire team at Broward County Council, PTA, PTSA, we recognize that work that you're doing. We thank you. We're glad you're in this work alongside us. And we're here to help. Reach out to us anytime. Everyone have a great month of March. And if you're watching this after that, have a great day wherever you are. Remember, let's make it a great one for all students and families. Thank you again.